seeing everybody for 8 years. We pretty much all got introduced to Hollywood around the same time.
It feels incredible to be able to re-team. It's rare in Hollywood that you can make a film that's so much a part of you.
It's just kind of awesome to come back and see everybody again and see where they are in life, you know? This one's got kids, this one's married, this one's kids are older. I'm like, that's awesome.
For me, it took me a long time because the sequel attempts were never true sequels in my observation and in my personal view. A true sequel is a continuation of the story, not a departure. And so it was important for me to know that Universal was committed to continuing the story before I came back.
The need for speed, the adrenaline, the being behind the wheel, I think everybody can relate to that.
In this movie, at least, I really felt like, yeah, you know, if you go to these car scenes, you see cars, and then you see, you know, these import models and stuff like that. But that wasn't so interesting to me, and that's why I think it was important to bring the characters back. And part of it is because I feel like the female characters are very important.
And I think a lot of girls appreciated, you know, having a girl who's not just sitting around looking cute all the time, you know, who's actually doing stuff. Because I think a lot of girls sometimes they don't have anybody to relate to up there, you know? Active girls, girls who just, you know, aren't about, you know, girly stuff. Honestly, I never really got to see a film that put so much money behind its budget that has to do with the lifestyle of such a culture that represents rebellion, anti-society, anti-rules, anti-law, just a whole subculture like that I'm so used to being around, growing up in what you guys call the suburbs here in France. You know, I call the city in New York, and you know, you always have had this rebellious character that always has to watch his back, you know, because the cops are gonna come and get him. And the lifestyle of that individual around the world, there's one in every major city around the world that understands, you know, where this person is coming from.
This is a character that I did early in my career. I think this character hit a chord in pop culture.
Here is a rebel with an individual moral code.
There were things that were different about this character. The relationship with Letty was different. You remember when this film came out, you had the more conventional relationship with the Brian and Mia, and then you had kind of a racy, modern relationship with Dom Toretto and Letty. He is a very stoic and very loyal and very headstrong character. I guess I'm drawn to the integrity of Dom and the quiet restraint.
And then, you know, you take away the love of his life, and I think that, you know, that's a beautiful story. I think that there's something to be said there that really hasn't been seen. I think a lot of girls, you know, who are wives or girlfriends or have babies with these kinds of men who are always running from the law, would love to see that. Would love to see that moment where he removes that hardcore, you know, I have to survive mentality in the name of true love.